Hello guys, we're going to create a registration form. This is how the registration form will look like. We're going to be using PHP and jQuery. So if I would try to register, passwords do not match, okay. Okay, registration done. So if I try to register again with say info, it would echo username already exists and email already in our database. If I'd mismatch our passwords, you saw what happens. So we're going to need 4 files for this: connection.php, index.html, register.php, and register.javascript. So let's first create connection file. It's MySQL connect or die. So if login file for MySQL would be incorrect, the script would stop executing. First, this is the path to your database. Mine is localhost. Then you need to input your username and password. Second, we need to select our database. Or die again. So just select the database you want to use. And let's save this to, this is the root directory for your site. Save this in include and call it connection.php. Save. Okay. Let's create a div and align it to center. You'll probably use CSS to design. So in the form, ID, register, method, post, and action would be register.php. The reason why I'm navigating back to the root directory is because this action will be executed via JavaScript file. Okay, so let's add username. This text, and let's name it username. Next password. Input type password, name password, and we'll need to retype password. Let's call this password 2. And email. Input type is text and name email. Now we need a button. Let's call this button submit. And value register. Let's add some breaks. We'll probably put this in this or table if you want to design it good. And save this file in register folder. Call it index.html. This file will check our info, match it with info from database and stuff. So we need to include our connect file. Let's root include connection.php. Now we need to create variables for data sent from form. Username, post, username. Do the same for password. Password 2. Then we have email. and create another variable for error. Okay, now first we're gonna create queries to check for username or email existence in database. So let's call this user check MySQL query. Select everything from users where username equals our username, and email check MySQL query. Select everything from users where email equals email. Create an if statement. If MySQL num rows for user check equals 1. So if the number of rows from database where username would be same as the username someone tried to register with, it will echo out user name already exists, and add this in paragraph. And we need to set our error to 1. Next, create statement for MySQL num rows email check. So if there will be email in database already, we'll echo out email already in database, and again set the error to 1. Next, we need to check for our character length for username. So if string for username would be less than, let's say, 1, it would output username should be more than 0 characters, and set the error to 1. Next, what we have is password. So again, string for password less than 1. Let's copy this and let's say password should be more than 0 characters. You should probably set this to, let's say, 5 or 4. Same for username, but that's your decision. Now we will check if passwords match. If password is not the same as password 2, let's copy this again. Passwords do not match. Okay, then we need for email. So if string for email is less than 0, so copy again, and email should be more than 0 characters. Okay. So now we have the checking, and now we need to create an if statement for our query. So if error will equal 0, then we can execute our query. MySQL query insert into users set username equal username and password equal password, but you probably want to encrypt the password, so add MD5. Then you want to add your email, and this is pretty much it, unless you have any other info to add to your database. So we should echo out that our registration was correct. So registration done. Let's put this in H2. Okay, so I think this is it for the register.php. Oh, I forgot to add if numRows equals 1. Sorry for mistake. We could add some CSS for the paragraph and H2. So let's say p color red, and for H2 color green. Okay, I think this is it for registration.php. Let's save this file to your register folder, call it register.php, save. So let's create a function that will execute on our submit button. We call our submit button submit. Okay, so submit, and we'll create a click function. Post is our form, and we need to get attributes via action. So action is, oh, this is connection file here, action. This is the register.php. So we have our action, and we need to select input fields, so all the input fields will be selected, and we need to serialize them in an array. Okay, let's create a function called info. This function will show error messages or registration done in case the registration will be correct. So show HTML info, an error, so So let's end this function, and now we need to create a submit function which will help us to get the info from our register.php file. So let's call this select register. This register here is our form, so we call this form register. Submit function, return false. Now I'm a beginner in jQuery, and there are probably other better ways to create this, but this is all I could do. This is it for the JavaScript file, so save this in your include. So include register.javascript and save. This is it for the code, so now we need to go to our phpMyAdmin to create a database. Okay, so my phpMyAdmin is in Slovene, so this is the name for the table. Let's call this users, and then we need username, password, and email. That's all we got in registration, I think. So it's varchar, and varchar. Set the length to 200. Now, oh, of course I forgot to put one. Sorry, we need ID first. It should be and username, password, and email. 200. Now for our ID, we need primary index and auto increment. And you can save your database. There's been a few errors I found. First one is in index.html. I forgot to add this div that will echo out our results from register.php, and I forgot to add these scripts. First one is from Google jQuery libraries, and the second one is our register.javascript file. You should add this 3 lines. And the next error was in register.javascript. First one, I forgot to add the space here to select inputs, and I wrote serials array instead of serialize array. So that's it. If we save this and try it, if I refresh, register, it works. If I put a username already exists, and my email, .com. Okay, this is it, so thanks for watching.